Go to Judges chapter 13 and verse 1. It says, Now the sons of Israel again did evil in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord handed them over to the Philistines for 40 years. In verse 2 it says, And there was a man of Zorah, of the family of the Danites, whose name was Manoah, and his wife was infertile and had not given birth to any children. Then the angel of the Lord appeared to the woman and said to her, Behold now, you are infertile and have not given birth, but you will conceive and give birth to a son. And now be careful not to drink wine or strong drink, nor eat any unclean thing, for behold, you will conceive and give birth to a son, and no razor shall come upon his head, for the boy shall be a Nazarite to God from the womb, and he will begin to save Israel from the hands of the Philistines. Then the woman came and told her husband, saying, A man of God came to me, and his appearance was like the appearance of the angel of God, very awesome. So I did not ask him where he came from, nor did he tell me his name. But he said to me, Behold, you shall conceive and give birth to a son, and now you shall not drink wine or strong drink, nor eat any unclean thing, for the boy shall be a Nazarite to God from the womb to the day of his death. Here we can see how God views what's in the womb. His viewpoint is that it is life, it is a person, it is a human life. This was before she conceived, but surely when she conceived, when that life began to grow, that was viewed as human life. So this helps us to appreciate God's view on abortion, that it is murder. Any government that allows women to abort their children are complicit with murder. In Judges 13, verse 8, it says, Then Manoah pleaded with the Lord and said, Lord, please let the man of God whom you have sent come to us again, so that he may teach us what we are to do for the boy who is to be born. God listened to the voice of Manoah, and the angel of God came again to the woman as she was sitting in the field. But Manoah, her husband, was not with her. And so the woman heard and ran and told her husband, Behold, the man who came the other day has appeared to me. And so Manoah got up and followed his wife, and when he came to the man, he said to him, Are you the man who spoke to the woman? And he said, I am. And then Manoah said, Now when your words are fulfilled, what shall be the boy's way of life and his vocation? And the angel of the Lord said to Manoah, The woman shall pay attention to all that I said. She shall not eat anything that comes from the vine, nor drink wine or strong drink, nor eat any unclean thing. She shall keep all that I commanded. Verse 15, Then Manoah said to the angel of the Lord, Please let us detain you so that we may prepare a young goat for you. The angel of the Lord said to Manoah, Though you detain me, I will not eat your food, but if you prepare a burnt offering, offer it to the Lord. For Manoah did not know that he was the angel of the Lord. And Manoah said to the angel of the Lord, What is your name, so that when your words are fulfilled, we may honor you? But the angel of the Lord said to him, Why do you ask my name? For it is wonderful. So Manoah took the young goat along with the grain offering and offered it on the rock to the Lord. And he performed wonders while Manoah and his wife looked on. For it came about when the flame went up from the altar toward heaven, that the angel of the Lord ascended in the flame of the altar. When Manoah and his wife saw this, they fell on their faces to the ground. Now the angel of the Lord did not appear to Manoah or his wife again. Then Manoah knew that he was the angel of the Lord. And so Manoah said to his wife, we will certainly die, for we have seen God. But his wife said to him, if the Lord had desired to kill us, he would not have accepted a burnt offering and a grain offering from our hands, nor would he have shown us all these things, nor would he have let us hear things like this at this time. So the woman gave birth to a son and named him Samson. And the child grew up, and the Lord blessed him. And the Spirit of the Lord began to stir him when he was in Mahanadan, between Zorah and Eshtaol. In Judges 13, verse 13, the angel repeated to Manoah what the wife was not to do, or what she was to do. He says, the woman shall pay attention to all that I said. Verse 14, she shall not eat anything that comes from the vine, nor drink wine or strong drink, nor eat any unclean thing. She shall keep all that I commanded. Notice that. Because what was happening? The child in her womb was to be a Nazirite from the womb. So when that child was conceived in the womb, God declared that child a Nazirite. And we know Nazirites could not drink wine, they couldn't cut their hair, and they definitely couldn't eat anything unclean. So the woman, she was not the Nazirite, but the child was. The child wasn't able to eat grapes or anything like that, so the child couldn't violate God's law because the child was in the womb. But the woman, by means of eating that, could get that wine to the child through the system of birth. And so God didn't want that either. He didn't want the child growing up to eat any product of the vine, but he also didn't want the child to get it any other way, because from the birth that child was a Nazirite. So for a Nazirite, grape products were forbidden. This Nazirite child was not to eat it, but was also not to get it any other way, such as the umbilical cord that would provide the nourishment and so forth to the child. See, that's not eating, that's not drinking, that's getting it another way. God shut it down completely. You can't get it any way. I don't want you to have it. I want you to consume it at all. For a Nazirite, any product of the vine or grape was prohibited. You couldn't have it. You had to abstain from it. When he says he prohibits a product, he doesn't want it coming in any kind of way. So I know when people heard the announcement from the Watchtower, they felt relief. And if the Bible said what they said, I would feel relief in a sense, because it does put people in a dilemma when it comes to the medical community in regards blood, because they're so arrogant with it. They believe that what they say is what it is, instead of advancing to better technology. But when we come down to it, the end of the day, God said, abstain from blood. And if we take this example of Samson, that means he doesn't want us to get it any kind of way. Not just through eating or drinking, but through any other way. He shuts all that off. So that would completely shut off blood transfusions. And I feel for people when it comes to medical emergencies and things of this nature. But God has not given blood as an option for us, as a use, for any other purpose, but for atonement, and that's it. He says abstain from that. So what that means is that, and we all can pray about it, is that there's another way around this situation. That's all that means. That means that the blood procedures of this world are not the right way to do things in regards medical issues. There's a way around this. And when people have spirituality and you combine them with knowledge, they can, with God's help, get around this and show the world that we don't need blood at all to take care of medical issues that take place. And I believe, in my opinion, like I said, I'm willing to just, anyone to bring in any comments in regards to my opinion, and let's see where it goes. But I believe that a lot of this blood problems that we're having, of the blood transfusion issues, is going to be dealt with based on the doctor's skill of limiting the blood loss, how skillful that doctor is, and also things that we could possibly do before surgery. But at the end of the day, sometimes, just like with everything, people die, and that's just the way it goes. But if we die in faithfulness, well, that's our belief in God. We believe that if we're doing the right thing, even though we suffer, He's not going to forget, and He's going to reward us. That's if we have faith in God. People, when it comes to the issue of blood transfusions, some hold strong, some don't. Okay? The main thing, we don't want to change God's standard. When it comes to that situation, that fork in the road, and their life's on the line, some pass the test, some don't. But it's not for us to condemn people because they failed. We don't say, oh, you're no good, nothing like that. We don't do that. We still try to gain our brother, our sister. And maybe the next time the situation comes, their attitude is changed, and they're able to stand strong and be able to continue on in life and have the opportunity to further do the will of God.